see what the outcomes are. Leon concurs with him. Educator Pei is truly inquisitive to understand what sort of undead animals Leon can call. He was feeling that he can overlook being harmed once by another supporter. Yet in the event that Pi Xin were to be harmed by one more, he should return home. Leon prepares and begins running towards Educator Pei. Seeing him, Educator Pei gets truly confounded, thinking Leon is a magician, so for what reason isn't he bringing the undead? What is he charging at him for? Educator Pei surmises that perhaps Leon drew close-range, unstable magic procedures. Educator Pei felt that this understudy called Leon is too unpracticed, in light of the fact that who might stand directly before him in a fight. Yet, Educator Pei gets truly shocked in the wake of seeing Leon setting up his clench hand to go after him. Educator Pei comprehends that Leon needs to punch him, yet he misjudges Leon, thinking, how high could a mage's solidarity at any point be? So he allows Leon to hit him. Yet, Leon doesn't keep down. He utilizes his full power and gives Educator Pei 200 harm by a solitary punch. He sends Educator Pei flying across to another corner. Seeing this, everybody gets truly stunned, believing, what's simply happening? How is this conceivable that Leon pushed a level 25 educator over in one hit? Educator Ake asks Educator Pei what's going on. How should he be decreased to such a state by a level 7 warlock? Since it's broadly acknowledged that sorcerers are the genuinely most fragile ones, he asks Educator Pei assuming that Leon is his relative. That is the reason he is easing off of him or something. Educator Pei was truly furious and stunned. He is likewise contemplating what simply happened. He can't completely accept that a level 7 novice can give him that much harm. He thought, what sort of beast is this imp? In light of the fact that Leon almost gave him a respiratory failure with one punch, making him reconsider in the event that this is the norm for a level 7 mage. Leon's cohorts additionally rally shock. They can't accept the obvious reality that Leon sent the enlistment educator flying with one punch. Another understudy inquires as to whether it's conceivable that the Leon they are seeing is an undead being that has been called, and the genuine Leon is concealing someplace. Different understudies concur with him, making sense of that. It's generally acknowledged that the warlock is the truly most vulnerable job. So how is it that he could send the enrollment educator flying with one punch? Educator Ping gets frightened, thinking this amateur is somewhat sort of alarming. Fortunately, Educator Pei said he'd do the tests or he'd be the one losing face. Leon inquires as to whether his test is finished yet. Educator Pei is truly terrified of Leon, thinking he is the most unnerving rookie. Educator Ake let Leon know that he has finished the assessment. Yet Leon hasn't shown his undead enchantment, so they can't actually give him a score. Leon answered, saying that is okay. He's thoroughly considered it, and he needs to study actual battling like what fighters do. It was only a reason, since it's not like Leon can utilize wizardry presently at any rate, so getting into Jingdu College is more critical to him. Educator Ping said that gaining practical experience in a job other than your own is unprecedented in the whole history of schooling. He takes out his telephone, saying he should get some information about it. Educator Ping calls the head of Jingdu College. His chief asks him what happened, in light of the fact that he didn't go to the 4th school in Sioux City to enroll understudies. Educator Ping clarifies for him that he has found a frighteningly gifted sorcerer here, and he needs to join the actual battling major implied for fighters. Jingdu College's chief is truly confounded. He asks Educator Ping what he needs to express, making sense of exhaustively. Educator Ake clarifies for his chief that he's just level 7. However, he sent an educator from Hang flying with one punch. Subsequent to hearing everything from Educator Ping, Jingdu College's chief gets stunned. He tells Educator Ping that he will give him the most expert in Jingdu College, regardless of what conditions that understudy needs, consent to each and every one of them. He should be persuaded to join Jing College. Then again, Educator Pei was likewise attempting to call his head to enlighten him about Leon, yet he didn't get his call. Head of Jingdu College requests that Educator Ake start a video call. He'll welcome Leon himself by and by. Educator Ake began the video call, and a multi-dimensional image of a dark-haired individual showed up before everybody. He presented himself as the head of Jingdu College, Ji Pingyang. He begins to persuade Leon and his cohorts, saying he trusts they will actually want to go along with him at Jingdu College, making sense of that they have a long and magnificent history and incredible instructors. Out of nowhere, Leon hinders and asks Head Ji to quiet down, saying he will join Jingdu College. Educator Pei, subsequent to hearing that Leon will join Jingdu College, gets truly stunned. He at this point is not needed Leon into his college. He thought he'd get Leon's other companions and he'll battle for them. Yet before he says something, Head Ji from Jingdu College asks Leon's companions that since they're all from similar class, why not combine? They can deal with one another too. They all consent to him. Educator Pei is truly furious. He inquires, Head Ji, why he is taking them all. Isn't this all in all too much for Jingdu College? However, Head Ji overlooks him, proceeding with his discussion with Leon and his companions. On the opposite side, Educator Ake is truly cheerful. He is feeling that this will be the feature of his confirmation's profession. Leon hinders them and inquires as to whether he has a couple of additional inquiries for him. He poses to Head Ji assuming he knows Leon's dad, Rai. Head Ji gets truly stunned hearing that name. He inquires as to whether he is the child of Rai and Karen, saying that no wonder he felt such a solid sense of commonality the second he saw Leon. Subsequent to hearing that, Head Ji realizes about his folks. He inquires as to whether he knows where they are presently. Head Ji clarifies for Leon that they were the two his understudies, yet he hasn't seen them in north of 10 years. He can tell Leon that his folks were exceptionally skilled people. Head Ji recalls that both of them vanished without a follow for more than 10 years. He fears they've as of now passed on, yet he can't express that to Leon. He lets Leon know that he hasn't been ready to get more data about them since they graduated. However, he recalls that they would frequently discuss a confidential world. He requests that Leon go to his confidential world. It might contain something his folks have left for him. Head Ji, let everybody know that he'll send the acknowledgement letter to them straightforwardly whenever they've made it. Yet before that, they ought to attempt to pass the universes connected with their jobs before school begins, so they'll be significantly more regarded in school. He says best of luck to everybody, and they will meet at Jingdu College multi-week after the fact, subsequent to passing the amateurs' preparation. The fourth school isolated its understudies into classes as per their parts in the other world. To put it obtusely, it was an escalated readiness class to attempt to get more understudies explored by the tip-top colleges. At the present time, in the fourth school's mages class, Head Shu was let everybody know that today they'll enter a world exceptionally intended for mages. He clears up for them that this world is generally a trial of their psychological capacity. It ought to be a rationale or enigma-based world, so as long as they cooperate, the amount of their reasoning will be more than its parts. Then, Head Xiao tells everybody the standards for passing. In a little while, youthful Y Roman 11 and Leon magically transport into the mag's reality. Leon asks Yang on the off chance that he is completely certain they can do this. Yang She asks Leon what could turn out badly. All the hypothesis on the planet isn't anything contrasted with training, and the more individuals that go into an expert world, the more dangerous it is. As opposed to conveying them all, why not Leon simply convey him? In addition, Leon can continuously convey them after they pass. He can do a particular world on various occasions. He in all likelihood will not get the prizes. Out of nowhere, Yang She sees a mythical being young lady remaining before the entryway. She was a similar young lady Leon saw when he entered the world interestingly. Y She praises that she is a truly enthusiastic young lady and told her that they're going into the particular mag's reality. The young lady, who is remaining before the door, invites the two of them, and the framework begins recovering a world for 2 players. A second after the fact, a framework notice springs up saying, "Recovering effective." The specific world these 2 players have drawn is the Cavern of 10,000 Toxic Substance. Subsequent to seeing this, Leon asks Young Roman 11 to give up. However, Young Roman 11 stops Leon and asks him what is he doing. Is he not going to pay attention to the mission guidelines? Leon, who is truly confounded about what Yang Yi is referring to, asks Young Roman 11 what guidelines are there something like this. Young Roman 11 is likewise befuddled by Leon's inquiry. He posed to Leon on the off chance that he didn't pay attention to the directions. How could he pass the Cavern of Skeletons? He said, "Leon, doubtlessly you didn't kill a way through the skeleton, right?" Lion can't express anything to him as he understands that he is a moron. In the wake of learning about how Leon got the cavern free from skeletons,